Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to Work Smarter, Not Harder, RepSpark Retailer 101 and new brand meet and greet. My name is Claire Nash and I'm on the customer success team here at RepSpark. Today we will be sharing tips and tricks to enhance the cart experience, as well as reviewing tips and tricks for our emblems and assortments. We welcome you to our reoccurring webinar where we dive into enhancing your buying experience on RepSpark. If you're new here, welcome. We hold these webinars once a month to help you stay ahead of the curve with our bite-sized videos crafted to deliver valuable information at the speed of your business. But before we get into the Retailer 101 portion, let's meet some of our new and emerging brands on RepSpark. They will introduce and showcase their up-and-coming innovative products. Today, we have Zach Williams, the co-founder of DriveForce, and Howard Blumenau, the director of sales of Tea Time Teas. We will start with DriveForce. Zach, go ahead, welcome, and go ahead and introduce yourself. And make sure you're unmuted.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes, you're good.
Technology, huh? Thanks for the intro, Reagan. My name's Zach Williams, as she said, co-founder of DriveForce. We are a golf-specific performance nutrition company that is tailoring products specifically for the pain points that players face across the spectrum through 18 holes of golf. It's probably something that you've never seen before, so I'd like to start with a quick video, and then I'll get into some of the specifics of what makes us very different from anything you've ever seen before. Reagan, totally ready for the video now, if you please.
Nutrition is the most important part of your game. You just don't know it yet. The right fuel can keep every part of your mind and body performing on every swing, from the first tee to the last putt. Introducing DriveForce, a pre-round performance blend that boosts your game and your endurance. One packet and one water bottle are all you need to push your limits. There's no caffeine and no sugar, just carefully chosen vitamins, minerals, and plant extracts that put peak performance in the palm of your hands. Enhance your focus, reduce fatigue and stress, up your game. Golfers, you've found your edge. Feel better, play stronger, DriveForce.
Okay. Reagan, just let me know when you're sharing the slides on my screen, if people can see them. Okay. People can see them. Got it. So to just put it bluntly, when my brother and I started this company, it was because we realized that golfers were not being treated by the sports nutrition market like the unique endurance athletes that they are. Universally, from the people we spoke with, they experienced symptoms of fatigue and dehydration, particularly on the back nine, with no standard protocols or products to deal with them. So the goal that we set out to achieve was to make a pre-round uh, drink mix, which if one was to consume prior to playing or across the first three holes, they would not grow fatigued, they would not become dehydrated, and they would not develop brain fog for the duration of the round. As you can see, these are just some of the aspects of it that you can expect. It's sugar and caffeine free. And based on nutrition principles. So as far as a health product goes, it's comparable to the AG1 or green drink mixes that you might be familiar with. Uh, the whole point of our product is to democratize performance nutrition. When you go and see the pros that are on tour, they have the luxury of a personal chef and a personal dietitian following them, telling them what to eat and drink, when and where, in order to maintain the performance that they care so much about from start to finish. But the rest of us who play the game, whether competitively or simply because it's the game we love the most, that is mostly out of our reach and far more complicated to deal with when the game itself is already as complicated as golf is. And so the different personas that one can think of when considering who might appreciate this is just plainly the golfer. We take off of a person's plate the consideration of what to eat and drink in order to play consistently and enjoy the game for the full 18 holes. And that's not to say that, a person shouldn't eat or drink, but if one was to drink dry force prior to the round or during the first 3 holes, you no longer have to worry about whether or not I need to eat a PB&J sandwich at hole 3 and hole 7 and drink water on hole, 6 and 10 just to make sure that I don't get dehydrated or, fall into that low blood sugar energy crash. For the competitive player, obviously, the goal is to, engage in high pressure decision making and fine motor skills consistently hole to hole. And so, with drive force being the nutritional insurance on their game day, it helps ensure that they remain the same player on hole 1 all the way through to hole 18. For the leisure player, to us, this is philosophically why we are trying so hard to do what we do. Um, they care about being competitive. They care about all the things involved with lowering scores. But first and foremost, it's about maximizing the enjoyment of the game that they spend so much time and energy dedicating themselves to. And let's face it, nobody has fun when they get to hole 14 and their legs are heavy and their motivation to keep going is waning and brain fog is setting in so that they're having greater difficulty concentrating on the shots that they're trying to make. As I'm sure plenty of you are familiar, you can start off strong, but then if the game starts falling apart at hole 15, the best day can turn into the worst one on a dime. It's also junior player safe. We actually have a partnership now with the Future Champions Golf Tour. For those of you that are familiar with juniors or junior golfer instructors, they'll probably tell you if you ask them that convincing those players in particular that proper nutrition and hydration is actually important to their ability to play is one of the most difficult challenges that they face. And they are turning to our product now because by simply having them consume the product before rounds, they no longer have to make sure that their players are eating and drinking at regular intervals just to make sure they can make it through their rounds successfully. That is the end of this slide. I'll finish with one other tidbit, 2 tidbits actually, because I'm sure 1 or 2 of you will probably have this question. The product is also alcohol friendly. I designed it so that if a person was to drink it alongside, their regular beers on, Saturday tea time, it'll take the pressure off of a person's liver as the alcohol is being metabolized and help reduce the amount of time it takes for a person's blood alcohol content to rise. Secondarily, it will also knock out about 70% of a hangover if one was to wake up, uh, for an early tea time the following day on a long weekend with the boys out on the courses. I'd like you guys to consider this as an interesting way to increase incremental revenue streams in your pro shops because it is a golf specific product that's a consumable. So it's an FMCPG, or a fast moving consumable product that's both uh, unique in terms of no alternatives to it currently exist in the space, and it is additive to the game without disrupting anything else about the player's routines. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Zach. And you didn't mention how great it tastes.
Oh, well, we have two new flavors, Citrus Breeze and Tropical Blast. We hope to add three more. My personal preference is Citrus Breeze. They have been, it has been explained to me that a couple of them go well with either a vanilla vodka or a spiced rum. So there's that too.
Well, now I am looking forward to the weekend and maybe making that concoction up. So,
Can I just add one last thing?
sure.
Because this actually might be of interest to the retailers. So we are first and foremost, as a startup, an e-commerce brand. The repeat and subscription business that we see is interesting because a lot of our customers make the mental leap between what makes them feel good for 4 to 6 hours on the course, through a natural energy boost without caffeine or sugar, is probably useful for a variety of other things, quality of life driven. So our best customers are buying 30 boxes, or 30 boxes of 30 servings monthly, and taking them daily as a pseudo health drink, or healthy coffee replacements, whether they're playing golf or not. And I point this out only to say that for a for a pro shop or any kind of a golf retail store that has regular customers, having a habit forming product like this could be useful for said incremental revenue streams.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Zach. And please check out Drive Force in our community.
Thank you.
So, next, I am going to happily introduce Howard Blumenau, the Director of Sales from Tea Time Teas. Welcome, Howard. And I believe you are also on mute.
I am not on mute.
Now you're there.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Howard Blumenau. I am the Director of Sales from Tea Time. Regan, can we just go full screen if we may? It'd be easier for me to see. My eyes are not great. Thank you. Again, my name is Howard Blumenau. I'm the Director of Tea Time Teas. We're a golf tea company that started actually in March of 2023. We're a relatively new company. We are a women-based, women-owned company, 100%. And what we do is we basically design 2 SKUs of teas. We started this company on a premise that everyone uses 2 or 3 different types of teas while they're golfing, and we decided to create Tea Time Teas, the only tea you'll ever need. We came up with a pretty clever idea, not to look like anyone else or represent any other company, but on our own. We took a tea and we make it in multiple colors that has an oversized cup. Basically utilizing the tea, we put on perforated bubbles. And these perforated bubbles are all regulation 3.1 and a quarter inch USGA Rule 6.2 tea. This tea could be used anything from a drive, a low drive into the wind, a par 3, or a hybrid. And simply by placing the ball with the weight of your hand onto the tee, into the ground, and moving it to the adjusted spot of what you want. The great thing about this tea and this cup is while most golfers, if you ever notice, tees break typically because golfers hit behind the ball. The back of the tee always breaks. We found that simply by angling the tee at a 35 to 40 degree angle on either way, the ball doesn't fall off the tee at all. And if you take a regular tee and place the ball on the top and move it, the ball simply comes off very quickly. Creating this tee as well, it takes the backspin off the ball simply by angling the ball or pushing it forward. So if you're going up and you're hitting your driver and you hit the ball from behind, simply tilt it back, hit the ball, and you will see the backspin comes off the ball while it's protruding out towards the green, and you're going to get your birdie every time. No, I'm joking on that. At any rate, the tees are made of a composite plastic, and while some people will say, do they break? The question is, everything breaks. If anyone ever tells you anything doesn't break, run as fast as you can. Our tees are meant that they can be bent. You bend them back, they could be utilized again. Most people tell us they're getting anywhere between 3, 5, 6, 7 rounds out of every tee. And again, the uniqueness about this tee is that it's simply one thing in your pocket. That's all it is. Then we decided to make another tee, and we call this our X tee. And if you notice just a little X at the top of the cup, bottom of the cup, we found that there was such a huge problem with senior golfers with dexterity issues. If you ever watch senior golfers or people with dexterity issues, they hold on to their golf club, they place it on the ground, they lean down, they place the tee down, they reach in their pocket, then they place the ball down. Simply by taking the X and formatting it behind your finger or so, grabbing the ball and using the weight of the ball, we found that our senior golfers are literally moving less to place the ball, and they love the tee. Now, as far as the XT goes, it can be used as well, going from a driver, mid-driver, or right down to a par 3 and leaning the ball either forward or back. So, if you're a reseller and you have senior golfers, we find that this is an absolutely great product. The majority of golfers out in the market most people don't realize right now is that 60+% of the golfers in the United States are senior golfers. So what we do as far as our packaging goes, we package our bubble tee, which comes in a combination of 4 colors: orange, red, yellow, green, and white. We pack it in a bag of 25. Everything is QR coded, UPC branded, and has a hang tag to be displayed in your store at a point of sale location. We also make the same tee in a black tee. A lot of men just want black bubble tees or black tees in general. We do the same kind of packaging. And we do the same thing as well for our XT, color or black. And then we come to our pink tees. And we decided a cause that's special to us is breast cancer. It's personal in our family. It's personal. There's a longevity, history. So we created a pink tee, both bubble and XT. And what we did was we partnered with Play for Pink. And if anyone knows what Play for Pink is an organization that goes around to different country clubs across the country. Over 3,200 different sponsored clubs every year participate in Play for Pink. All the funds, all the charity work that they do, everything goes 100% to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Play for Pink itself is unlike any other organization I've ever seen. They take 3% for their organization. That's it, just for the administration fees, not 20, 30, or 80% like some of the other ones you may see. So Play for Pink has never endorsed a golf product. They've never endorsed any product. What Play for Pink did is they turned around and they allowed us to use their logo on their bag. And what we at Tea Time Tees do is we give 10% of all proceeds, whether wholesale or retail, to Play for Pink, which is then forwarded to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. In the inception of only 8 months in business, we've pledged over $3,200 to Play for Pink through Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and we have not even begun yet. Like, our goal is to give as much as possible. Every club has organizations that do this type of stuff, and we work with these clubs to help you raise funds for these organizations. It's better for your club. As far as the retail part of the sale,
yeah. Howard, we have a question. So I was just going to pop in. We have a question in the chat. And the question is, do you ever imprint tees with corporate logos?
Yes, we do. So we do manufacture our tees overseas. It's a very arduous task to see because we do have our tee in here. But we can logo the tops of tees with names and everything. Packaging, branding, that type of information of what you'd want on the bag or whether it be bulk is all secondary. It's part of the process that we could always do. Colors, configurations, box counts, bag counts, anything could be modified. Let me stress one thing to everyone. especially in the golf industry. People see big names like Callaway or Titleist or Cleveland. We're a small business. We answer to ourselves. We could move, there's two types. You deal with a big company, it's like driving a battleship in an ocean. It takes a whole circumference to turn around. As far as a small company, we're like a little speedboat. We can turn on the drop of a dime and we'll request whatever our customers want. If you're a reseller and everyone wants repeat business for their shop or their online presence, and at our company, we need to deliver on what our promise is, on our mission is. Again, will our teas break? Yeah, eventually they're going to break. But how else are you going to do recurring revenue?
Yeah. And Connie followed up. She would love to have information sent about the fundraising. So after this webinar, we will pass along all information requested to Howard, and he can follow up with you, Connie. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. But our mission is not just to sell you guys teas, and I hope everyone understands that. It's to build a brand, and we want to surround ourselves with partners who believe in our products and at the same time have profitability. I have 24-year background in merchandising, manufacturing, importing, sourcing globally. You could turn around in your shops and you could put the people in the fanciest clothes. They look great. You could sell them the best equipment. But at the end of the day, as a store, as a shop, as someone who is there for one reason and one reason only at the end of the day, to be a profitable shop, we give you the opportunity to create margins like you haven't seen. All right. We have suggested wholesale prices of $5.99. We suggest retail that you can find on our Shopify or Amazon at $14.99. So our profitability for the stores are tremendous. And that's our goal. Find vendors that believe in the product, believe in the brand, and at the same time want to make some money. And we look at it that it would be an honor, a commitment that we'd be honored to build this together with Tea Time Teas. And if anyone has any questions, you could, by all means, let me know in the chat as well. Let me just say one thing that I didn't add. We took a chance on this company, and we went out to Frisco, Texas, when the new Omni Hotel opened up in July. And for some reason, someone gave us an opportunity, and they made us the exclusive tea of the Frisco PGA Omni trade show. And from there, we got some exposure that led us to PGA in Orlando recently, where we had overwhelming success that when we came back, we didn't even know what to do. We took a breather. No one wanted to be bombarded the first few days after a trade show as buyers. So we figured we'd wait. We said, you know what, let's wait a little longer. Let's wait till football's over and everyone gets their mind clear to start going into the golf season. So we'd be honored for any opportunity. We'd be happy to answer questions. Most importantly, we'd like to get the teas in your hand so you can test them yourselves before you bring them out to your members, your customers, or whoever else. So I appreciate everyone's time and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Howard. We had a few other requests for further information for Play for Pink, so we will follow up after the webinar. Thank you so much. That was very informative. And thank you, everybody, for joining for the retailer portion of our Work Smarter, Not Harder. And now we're going to jump into the webinar designed to help you with the basics, what we call Retailer 101. This is a very short video presentation, and we will have our live Q&A session after. And our brands are going to hang around. So if you have additional questions for Zach at Driveforce or Howard at Tea Time Teas, they will be available for questions too. And we look forward to answering those after the video presentation. Hi, for today's video, we are reviewing tips and tricks for our Emblem feature. So I have already logged into RepSpark and selected the brand I'd like to shop with. So let's go ahead and start an order. So all of my information is pre-populated because I am logging in as a buyer. All I have to do is add a PO number. So let's call this test 01 and click save. So as a reminder, you can look at products in the grid view or the list view. If you'd prefer the list view, you can add all of your quantities here and then add click the shopping cart, and these items will be added. For today's example, let's go ahead and use the grid view and add some products by using the small shopping cart. And now let's go ahead and review our products. So if you notice that I now have 4 items in my cart and no quantities. So the first thing I'm going to do is add quantities, and I am going to, if I don't want to manually add it, I can use the copy to feature. So I could copy to all, same class, or selected. It does change on sizing. So if I do all, you see that I automatically filled this next pullover with 5 units, but these items remained empty. So let's go ahead and add the quantity here. And to save time, let's go ahead and copy as well to all. And now those were updated. So just a quick tip to save a little bit of time. So now we're going to add the emblem. So I'm going to add my emblem, and this brand that I'm shopping with has all of these emblems uploaded for me already. If it was a new emblem I wanted to use, I would click New Logo Setup Required. But for today, let's choose Club Emblem 1, and then we're going to click Next. We're going to choose our placement, left chest, next. Colors, let's choose Club Colors, and next. And I could leave a note like new art attached. Anything needed can be added right here. And as well for the art files, I could browse my own computer, upload them. But for today, let's just add the emblem and close. So now if you notice, I need to add emblems for all of the other items. I'm going to go ahead and just update my cart to make sure everything is up to date, and I can use the copy to feature as well. So let me click copy to, and I can do all, same class, or selected. So let's just do all, and as you see, all of the emblems were copied, the same placement, color, cost, everything. This can save time when you have a lot of products within your cart. So now that my cart is filled with quantity and emblems for all products, I can go ahead and check out. So let's go ahead and check out. Here is my review page. I can also, from the review page, check out. I could print. I'm going to go ahead and process my order. And now my RepSpark order is complete and can be seen in the My Orders tab. In today's video, we will be reviewing our catalog and assortment feature. I am already logged into RepSpark and have selected the brand I'd like to shop on. In a previous video, we reviewed how to buy and order from catalogs and assortments. Today, we're going to be talking about a few tips and tricks beyond just buying from an assortment. So as you see, I've clicked onto the Catalog and Assortment tab. And right now you see that I'm on the shared section. So these catalogs have been created by brands for buyers to use. And many of our brands create amazing catalogs to shop in. So we have reviewed this in a previous webinar. You can always go back to our YouTube page to review, but you can see that catalogs are shoppable within products and you can place an order. I'm going to use the back button. and go back. And the same thing with assortments. Many brands use assortments for different collections, for different categories. Some might say, tops, best sellers, at once. And it's another great way to use a curated shopping tool. But for today, we're going to be talking about my assortments. So, my assortments means that assortments that you as a buyer have created. I'm logged in as a buyer currently, and these are assortments I've created. So I've created holiday 2024, fall 2024, and so on. So I'm going to show you how to create another assortment. So I'm going to go back into the product page. And as you see, it says selected save assortments, and you can use my wish list. You could save all products to your wish list, and wish list and assortments is essentially the same thing. Or you can use this orange plus button and create a new assortment. So I'm going to call this assortment Spring 2024. And as you know, every brand is different. This brand is asking me a few questions, but some brands don't. So I'm going to set this Spring 24 assortment as my default and click Save. So now you see it says down here, Spring 2024 assortment. And all you do to add your products to an assortment is use the star. And please note, the items will be viewed in the order that you select the star. So I'm going to add this product, and as you see, all of these products are added to my assortment. You can filter, you can use any tool on the sidebar when you are selecting products to your assortment. But for today, let's go ahead and look into that assortment. So I'm going to go back into the Catalog and Assortment tab, click My Assortments, and View. So Spring 2024. There's a few things you can do in the three buttons right here. You can set a cover. I'm going to use this one right here. And you can also set permissions of who will be able to view on your team. You could designate this by email, by role, and right now I'm going to leave this private. So I am going to go ahead and click into my assortment and see what it looks like. So from here, a great feature we have is you could download as a PDF or an Excel, and you can also contact your rep by clicking this button and send your rep a message. You could, as we discussed in the last video, shop from this assortment, or you could just save it for later. There's a few other things that people had asked about in previous webinars, and that is in the display option button right here. So I'm going to click display option and I can hide certain things. So let's say I want to hide the wholesale price and apply. And I didn't save. So let's apply and save changes. And now the retail price is being shown. We had a buyer ask if you could hide retail prices, and I'm assuming maybe she wanted to show one of her club members an assortment. You can also use this feature right here, the embed code, and copy the link. Make sure you check your permissions, and then email this out to anyone you like on your team or maybe a member. But this is a great tool to use for shopping, for curating different buys, and you can access this. I'm going to use the back button. If I do click home, I just go back to the main screen of the brand I was shopping, but I'm going to click the back button. And as you see, the My Assortments are right here. So Spring 2024. Be sure to look at brands' catalogs and assortment tabs. They are very helpful and productive tools. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our live Q&A. Please feel free to ask any questions to myself or to Howard from Tea Time Teas or Zach from Driveforce. I noticed in the chat we did have quite a few requests for the information for Play for Pink, and we will follow up after the webinar with some information. So we will make sure we have requests from, I see, Joshua, Connie, Toby, Jody. So we will follow up and send all that information your way. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in now. We will just wait a minute. And while we're waiting for any questions to pop through, I do want to thank everybody for joining today. I'd like to thank our brands, and we will be sending you this recording of today's webinar and instructions on how to access additional resources on RepSpark. We also have all of these videos on our YouTube channel for quick reference for you and your team. And we hope to see you at next month's webinar to continue to maximize your buying experience on RepSpark. So we'll wait just a few more moments to see if we have any other questions. And please feel free to submit any topics that you would like reviewed in any upcoming webinars. We would love feedback of anything you are looking for and more information. So please let us know. But it looks like we are going to wrap up for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And we hope to see you next month at next month's retailer webinar. Oh, okay, wait. We have one question just came through. So it says, if I see different brands on RepSpark, how do I contact the brand to begin selling their line? I haven't had any success. So let me go ahead and show you. So I am logged in to the community as a buyer right now. So let me just check. So this is my test account and I am a buyer. So as you see, let me make sure, pop down my screen just a little bit, but in the top bar, so I am on the main homepage of RepSpark. So you can search and look at our feature brands, our new brands. And then as a buyer, all of your orders are listed below because I should have said I entered on and go immediately to my dashboard so I can see all of my invoices. This is the RepSpark homepage. And when you are perusing brands, when you see an orange button that says shop, like you see on Smith & Quinn right here, this means that they have accepted me. I am currently a customer of Smith & Quinn and I could place an order right now. But when I see the green button right here for Peter Millar or Newton Shafts, Southern Tide, this means that I am not an approved buyer yet. So all I have to do is click connect, and I am going to click connect. I'm going to send a request and they are notified. And usually brands get back to you and, we hope under 5 days, but they will contact you and either approve you or let you know what they need to be a shopper, a buyer. And then I also wanted to go to my brands. So this tab right here. So these are all of the brands that have already accepted me. And then if I scroll down, I have pending brands. So these are brands that have not yet accepted me. So for instance, I requested to be a buyer for Rapsodo Golf. And I requested a while ago, if you can see my screen, I know it's a little bit small, but it says pending 194 days. Hopefully it never is that long, but I'm going to send them a reminder. And I sent them a reminder and they received another email from me. So that is basically how you request and send information. Another thing you can also do is hover over right here, if you are on any brand, so let me just go back to the main. So any brand you see, if you hover on the three dots, see these three dots in the right corner, they usually have their contact information. So for Tom Beckby, they have a direct email listed and a direct phone number listed. So I encourage you to follow up with the email and phone number listed. And I would say almost every brand has that information. So for instance, Sax Parente, they have a email and phone number listed as well. So let's go on to the next question. I think I saw one. Is there a list of brands that interact with Golf Genius? That is a great question. I am not sure if we have a list compiled, but most of our brands are available with Golf Genius, and you should be able to access them through your Golf Genius account. But I don't know if I have an actual list. I definitely will have to follow up on that. And always feel free to reach out to the rep of the brand if you're already using a brand and would like to be able to, and I'm assuming you're talking about the special order feature with Golf Genius, and reach out and say, hey, can you please make sure your integration and connection is there? But I will definitely look into that. Do we have any other questions? Just looking through the chat. I don't see any other questions. Those were great questions. Yes. Okay. So Gail did follow up. So it would be for special orders. So you should see in the Golf Genius integration, and I'm going to confirm that we did do a webinar with Golf Genius a few months ago, and I'll see if that is on our YouTube page of just a step-by-step, how to connect to brands on Golf Genius. But a good number of our brands are integrated. But I think that is wrapping up. I just want to again say thank you to Tea Time Teas and Drive Force. We will follow up with all information requested in the chat. And thank you so much, and have a great rest of your week.